It's time to talk about plastic. Do you know how much plastic is in our ocean? 8 million pieces of plastic pollution find their way to our oceans daily. There are 25 trillion macro and 51 trillion microplastics that litter our oceans. This means that 269,000 tons of plastic float on the surface of our ocean. The data shows us that every minute, one full garbage truck of plastic is discarded into our oceans. Plastic is one of our biggest enemies. Since the 1950s, around 8.3 billion tons of plastic have been produced worldwide, with only 9% of that plastic being recycled. Currently, 1 million plastic bottles are bought around the world every minute, and that number is set to increase by 20% if we don't take action and give consumers choice on the shelf. Now, let's talk about the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. This patch is 617,763 square miles in area, which is bigger than the size of Texas itself and around 3 times the size of France. It contains 8 billion bits of plastic and weighs more than 80,000 tons. There are 5 major ocean accumulation areas that have billions of pieces of plastic that our wildlife swims in and eventually feeds on. And what about single-use petroleum-based plastic bottles? We probably will never know the exact number of bottles in the sea, but there are 500 billion plastic bottles used every year, which is 66 times more bottles than there are humans on the planet. Americans use an estimated 50 billion plastic water bottles a year. A plastic bottle can last 450 years in the marine environment. A lot of these single-use petroleum-based plastic bottles are made to drink water, juice, and other beverages. Beverage companies produce the highest number of plastic bottles on the planet, and it is estimated that they produce over 100 billion plastic bottles per year. Toxic chemicals leach out of plastic and are found in the blood and tissues of nearly all of us. Exposure to them is linked to cancer, birth defects, impaired immunity, endocrine disruption, and other ailments. This is why Salty chooses to bottle in glass to preserve our oceans, landfills, and precious ecosystems. We choose glass because it's impermeable, does not leak into the beverage, and is infinitely recyclable. Glass is timeless, it's classic. It'll never lose its purity and never lose its quality. It's infinitely recyclable and reusable. Is there a better package for the highest quality organic beverages on the planet? The average plastic bottle weighs around 27 grams, which means Salty will save 272 tons of plastic next year. Part of our mission statement is human enrichment. When you use a glass bottle, you're voting with your dollar. You're voting for purity, you're voting for the planet, and you're voting for your own health. Here at Salty, we're going against the system, against the industrialized food system that creates billions of plastic bottles every year. That's why we have the first 100% sustainable and organic living beverage on the market. We say best in glass for people, purity, and the planet. Salty, best in glass.